Hi, my name is Aryan Dahia, and this is my final research project, a brief introduction on Edward Steichen and the role of photography in art. Though not the goal of this project, knowing more about Edward Steichen is necessary to our understanding of the artworks he created throughout his time in the medium of photography. He was born in 1879 in Bivange, Luxembourg, married three times to women with their own unique and different tastes in the arts and literature, created "Moonlight the Pond" between 1904 and 1906 (rather should have changed the order here) as he made his shift from painting to photography. He directed the photography department at MoMA, or the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, advocated for photography to become a legitimate form of art, emphasized the emotional potential of photography, and eventually passed away in 1973, seeing through the rise of contemporary art. Before we immerse ourselves in the enigma of Steichen's creation, it's very crucial to step back and understand the dynamic canvas of the early 20th century. This era was marked by a whirlwind of change, upheaval, and artistic experimentation, echoing the collective pulse of a world in flux. The avant-garde movements of the time, such as Cubism, Futurism, and Expressionism, were instrumental in reshaping artistic norms. Pioneered by artists like Picasso and Braque, Cubism shattered traditional conventions, pushing artists to rethink form and perspective. Futurism celebrated modernity and speed, reflecting the excitement and challenges of the technological age. Meanwhile, Expressionism delved into the raw, emotive experiences of the human condition. In addition to the artistic revolution, the early 20th century was marked by the ravages of World War I. The devastation of the Great War shattered the optimism of the years prior in a period of pre-war, prompting artists to confront the horrors of conflict in their works. This tumultuous period also gave rise to Dadaism, a movement that rejected traditional norms, expressing disillusionment and a sense of absurdity in the face of societal breakdown. So, how did these turbulent times shape Steichen's vision? The impact of these seismic shifts in art and the trauma of war were profound, challenging artistic ideals and prompting a reevaluation of the role of art in society. As an already established painter, Edward Steichen found himself navigating the landscape left before him. The fractured perspectives of Cubism and the emotional intensity of Expressionism left marks on his artistic potential. Here are just a few examples to consider that date to the early 1900s. Among the most popular of their respective styles, Returning to the Trenches by Christopher R. W. Nevinson, appearing here, followed by an example of Cubism, The Woman of Algiers by Eugene Delacroix, Futurism, Street Light by Giacomo Balla, Expressionism exemplified in Franz Marc's The Large Blue Horses, which is the English translation of the original German title, and eventually an example of Dadaism in Marcel Duchamp's The Fountain. While not being a photograph, The Fountain is a key example of the relevance of photography and documentation, as it remains essential to the said preservation of the true original fountain piece that Duchamp had lost, and a picture is said to have been taken and recorded by Alfred Stieglitz in 1917. The only recorded account of the original piece. Opponents of photography and art primarily arguing the inability for it to replace the physical aspects that bring other forms of art alive. But it is important to grasp the nature of art in general. The epilogue of how photography became contemporary art puts it well that every generation, it now seems, gets to discover photography's importance anew, just as it gets to reinvent contemporary art itself. Amidst the chaos, photography emerged as a powerful means of expression. The immediacy and authenticity of the medium itself became a conduit for artists seeking new ways to communicate the complexities of the human experience, and a new capacity to document the endless other arts. Steichen, embracing pictorialism, utilized photography not merely as a tool for documentation, but as a vehicle to convey emotions and atmospheres. Additionally, photographs act in their own terms as a message of context-based culture instilled with unique meaning, particular to the artist or photographer and the conditions of the environment around them at the time they were taken. Just as Volker Pattenberg puts it in his book, Fauroki Godard, Film as Theory, quote, which aim to discover the truth, the photograph becomes a piece of evidence that stands for something that can't be seen directly. It is contaminated by numerous more hidden elements that connote it, presenting a coexistence of two messages. As Steichen embarked on creating Moonlight, The Pond, between 1904 and 1906, he was navigating the aftermath of these artistic shifts and the reverberations of war. This work of photography is not solely a photograph, but rather a synthesis of the avant-garde spirit, the scars of war, and the evolving language of photography. In recreating Edward Steichen's iconic Moonlight the Pond in a contemporary setting, I carefully considered composition, lighting, technical advancements. And so, while Steichen's composition employed a poetic framing and a masterful use of moonlight, this contemporary version aimed to echo that balance while incorporating present-day elements. Technological advancements allowed me to capture sharper details and a broader tonal range, emphasizing the evolution of photographic tools. The side-by-side comparison reveals a delicate touch between Steichen's timeless aesthetics and embracing the advancements that define our contemporary advancements in technology itself. This experiment hopefully invites a lot of thought on the enduring legacy of pictorialism and the intersection of tradition and innovation in photography, an art form of its own significance. Just so I could distinguish my official 6 sources from the many others that I used in reference to images and such, I have one clear and concise work cited shown first, and another full list of my other sources and whatnot, and another works cited image on the last slide. Beyond that, I hope you enjoyed my presentation on Edward Steichen and what photography has to do with the world of art. So, thank you.